Most dudes would be flattered if one of their former female lovers described their manhood as gargantuan. Most dudes would be honored if one of their former partners was talking about their massive dong. Unfortunately for Haley Kalil, the ex-wife of former NFL player Matt Kalil, Matthew wasn't exactly flattered about her discussing his supersized beef. Matter of fact, he was so disgusted by the conversation, he's suing her. Back in November, Haley Kalil went on one of those girly podcasts, I guess, where they talk about getting dicked down by anyone with a bulge. And she told the dozens of people that were listening that her ex-husband, Matt Kalil, had such a gigantic Johnson that it negatively impacted their marriage. She compared his member to a trio of Coke cans. She claimed that they had looked into surgery to make his wang smaller. They looked into surgery so he no longer had to worry about stepping on it. The problem for Haley Kalil, this conversation that was meant for the dozens of people who listen to this podcast, this conversation went viral. And now Matt Kalil is suing her for damages. And if I had to guess, Matt Kalil will likely win. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. All kidding aside, I understand where Matt Kalil is coming from. One of the reasons that he is suing his ex-wife, this explicit conversation, it gave him unwanted attention. Matt Kalil is retired from the NFL. He's no longer in the spotlight. And unlike attention seekers, Matt Kalil no longer wants to be in the spotlight. I get it. Once this conversation went viral, I'm sure the media was hounding Matt Kalil. God only knows the problems that it caused at home. Matt Kalil eventually remarried, and he shares a young son with his current wife. If you've ever been married, you can sympathize with what Matt Kalil is going through, even though this was not his fault. Even though he has no control over his ex-wife, that does not mean he is exempt from dealing with the wrath of his current wife. Through no fault of his own, I would imagine that Matt Kalil had an angry wife at home. And when your wife is angry, there is no peace in the household. Us dudes, we can compartmentalize our anger. We can be angry, we can be frustrated, and we do our best not to show it or escalate a situation, mainly because once we reach a certain age, all we want is peace. Men will deal with an abundance of shit as long as it keeps the peace. But women, when your wife is angry, everyone is going to know about it. No one is getting rest. There will be no peace until her anger is resolved. So I understand where Matt Kalil is coming from. Me personally, I don't like lawsuits. Vast majority of lawsuits are frivolous. Vast majority of lawsuits are cash grabs. But I don't think that's the case here. During his 7-year career in the NFL, Matt Kalil made around $60 million. I would imagine that some of that money was lost during his divorce from Haley Kalil, but even if she took half, and his agent and taxes took a significant portion, Matt Kalil is still sitting on millions of dollars. I don't think he is suing his ex-wife for money, and with Matt Kalil wanting to be out of the spotlight, with him wanting to lead a normal life, I'm sure a lawsuit was the last resort. If I had to guess, Matt Kalil is suing his ex-wife to get her to shut the hell up. He's suing her to prevent something like this from happening in the future. According to the New York Post, His ex-wife is benefiting financially off of this story. I don't know about you guys, but I would be pissed off too if my ex-wife was using me publicly to boost her own brand. This is why it is so important, critical, to marry the right woman. Your grandfather was right. Your father was right. If you ever listen to Dave Ramsey, he says this all the time. The most important decision a man will make in his lifetime, who he chooses to marry. You don't want to marry the model. You damn sure don't want to marry the OnlyFans model. Go ask Tom Brady about marrying a model. Go ask Matt Kalil what it's like. You want to marry a woman who's going to support you. You want to marry someone with high character. You don't want to marry the girl who's talking about your Johnson on a podcast. You don't want to marry the girl who uses your celebrity status as a come up. I don't know anything about Matt and Haley Kalil, but from the outside looking in, it's not hard to figure out why they are no longer married. Haley Kalil seems to want to be a star. She wants to be a celebrity, while Matt Kalil wants to live a normal life. In terms of a marriage, that dog won't hunt. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.